Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm the High Pop Professor, and today I have a story to share with you. It's called The Tale of Two Big Units. And our story begins last month in May, when on my birthday, I awoke, and as you do, as your morning routine, you wake up and you brush your teeth, and you check out your eBay saved searches to see what's popped up since overnight, and there it was, right on my birthday. One of those cards that hadn't come up for sale for, 2 years? There it was. It just hit, and it was gorgeous. And it was not cheap, but it was there, and it was meant to be. A 1992 Donruss Diamond Kings Randy Johnson autograph. And so, let me turn the camera around and continue the story. The seller had a pretty high price tag on it, $199. And yes, there had been a Recollection Collections Randy Johnson autograph, one of one, that was over $400, had been listed for a long time, but I was not going to spend that much on that one. But still, this one was calling to me, and so I messaged the seller. There was no best offer on it, but hey, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. So I messaged them and said, hey, look, would you take 160 for it? And I just kept waiting and waiting, and no response, radio silence. And as I kept waiting that morning, the FOMO started creeping in. I realized if I didn't pull the trigger, I was going to miss out on this, and it could be years until another one came. Which, in hindsight, it's a little bit silly, and whatever. It's a little bit emotional and not. I don't know, my logical thinking was being overridden in that moment. Anyway, what also made me hesitate was that the autograph itself was not quite as strong or bold as I would have liked it to be. But again, beggars can't be choosers. We haven't seen one come up in a long time. And I ended up just biting the bullet and say, hey, what the heck, happy birthday. To me, I'm getting this thing. And so, here is this beautiful museum caliber artwork by Dick Perez. Look at this stunning example. The blue Sharpie matches that Mariners cap he's wearing. It presents really nicely. You can see the autograph itself is a little bit streaky, sort of in the middle, but it is just a true beauty of a piece. This is really, it's a museum piece. Couldn't be happier. But then the very next day, I see the seller list another one. Same card, same autograph, kind of. Well, I say kind of because this was actually what I would call a bold 10 autograph. And then I felt this really weird emotion in my chest. It was like, I saw the first one the other day, and it was one of those things where it took my breath away. I was like, oh, and I had to because it was so exciting to see this card. And then the next day, I woke up on the day after my birthday, only to see the same seller listed the exact same card, well, another copy of the same card autographed again. Only this time, it had a beautiful bold 10 auto. And I felt this very strange combination of feelings that didn't, it was incredible to see this, but I felt this deep sense of sort of regret and buyer's remorse because, like, no, this second one, this is the one that I really wanted for my collection, not that last one. I would have messaged like, oh, can we swap out the card, whatever it might be. It's silly, and that was not going to happen. This is for the same price. What do I do? This second card, this is the one I truly want. And I know I overpaid for the first one. That's fine. So, what do we do? Well, I thought about it and said, you know what the heck? I think I'm just gonna, the second one is truly the card I really, really want for my collection. And I went ahead and got it anyway. And I know I was trying to save up, and I'm still am, but it is fascinating. Here's the one that I replaced it with. This one right here with a bold 10 auto. And it's fascinating because these two cards were clearly sent in the exact same order. You can see the cert numbers ends in a 4512 and a 4513. And so they were back to back in the same PSA DNA order. And so I went ahead and I had, just recently, a trip to Pittsburgh, got them in hand finally. And I went ahead and listed this one back on eBay again to try to recover what I can of it. And thankfully, within one day, I got an offer, for $175. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and accept that offer, and we'll just call it a little bit of a tax, a learning tax. Thankfully, I didn't completely lose my shirt and only get $100 for it. But still, what's the lesson? What's the takeaway here? Well, I'm not sure. There are a couple things I would say about this. There's a story about FOMO and letting that influence you. There's a story about patience, about waiting for the pieces you really, really want. If the condition's not there, or if the autograph is not as bold as you'd like, or whatever, more will come. This is not a serial numbered card. It's not like there's only 10 of them out there in the world and, you're not gonna ever find one again. I mean, anybody could take one of these cards. There's plenty of them to a signing and get it signed, And so in hindsight, yeah, maybe I was a little bit, jumpy with grabbing that first one. And yeah, so, but I am happy in the end, and I'm really, really happy to acquire this just astounding, bold 10 auto piece. Beautiful museum caliber artwork. Oh, that's just fantastic. Anyway, so thank you for sitting through and listening to my tale of the two big units.